Have you seen the news reports where Capital One has been closing people's credit cards down? And here's the kicker. None of these people were late on their payments. They are paying their credit cards off, but there's something that they're doing that it's triggering Capital One to close these accounts. In this video, we're going to talk about it. And also, I'm going to connect some dots. I made a video back in 2022 that talked about how the credit scoring algorithm worked. But also, I talked about filtering. See, here's something that a lot of people don't know and understand when it comes to lenders. Lenders want to make as much money as they want. That sounds shocking, right? No, I know you already know that. Here's the part that people don't know. Each lender has the right to put what's called a filter within the algorithm. So when they download credit reports and scores, it runs through their filter. The filter could be, are you married, divorced, children, own a home, college graduate? It could be whatever they want to put in there. And from that filter information, their own company will give rates on loans, cars, whatever. It's going to figure out what rate they would like to offer that individual. Now, here's where the dots are connecting, because with Capital One, none of these people are missing payments. None of them are missing payments. They're using their credit card and they're paying it off before the payment date. But I'm going to play a video real quick, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to go into more detail about this. Also, before I play the video, I want to give my props to Sherry Beckley. You can visit her channel too. I was watching one of her videos and she made me aware of this situation, and I just added on what I know from that video that I made in 2022, that when I connect these dots, you're going to see that it's more than just what these individuals have been doing to manipulate the system with the credit cards. And hear me out. They are not missing payments. They are not going bad on their credit cards. It's just that they're utilizing a loophole. So I'm going to play the video, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to connect some dots for you.
Someone essentially repeatedly maxes out their credit card, then pays it off all in one cycle. So it's like this revolving door of debt. So say you open a new credit card and your limit is $5,000. You decide to make a big purchase, spend it all in one place on a new gaming system. Well, you have officially maxed out your credit limit for the month. But, and this is where it gets important, instead of waiting until your next cycle to spend more, you pay off that new gaming system immediately, which then brings your credit limit back up to $5,000. And you continue to make more purchases. So this essentially allows people to spend far beyond their credit limit, and in some cases, doubling it.
I don't know why I'm still confused on this here a little bit. Like, what's the fascination with this, right? Because I'm sitting here going, I mean, if you pay it off within the 30-day cycle, what? How is that harmful? You're paying for it, and you're not incurring a finance charge.
Yeah, because you technically have a credit limit, right? So what you're doing is burning through that, and then paying it off, and then boom, your credit limit is back up to your normal spot. So there's a lot of reasons of why this can be a little very tempting. The biggest one is you can really rack up rewards. That's your cash back, your travel points, your sign-on bonuses, and also it can be tempting because this allows you to again increase your credit limit, so you're able to make a lot more purchases than what the bank essentially told you that you could in the very beginning.
Okay, so have you noticed something strange? People are waking up to emails. Your Capital One credit card has been closed, with no warning, no late payments, no explanation. And then weeks later, they even get served with a lawsuit. Here's the scary part. Most of these people did one specific thing, and Capital One is shuttering accounts and suing some people because of it. Now, if you have a Capital One card, you need to stop doing this immediately. Let's break it down. Over the past years, Capital One has been aggressively closing credit card accounts, balance chasers, chasing customers, reducing limits, filing lawsuits faster than before. Here's why. Because they're monitoring risk behavior more than ever. not just late payments, behavior patterns. Internal scoring models track spending habits, payment patterns, cash usage, credit cycling, which is a big one. That's the key red flag. And then financial distress signals. So you can actually pay your credit card off. But if you utilize that credit card to the max right after that, so you can get another cycle of 30 days to make the next payment, the algorithm that they have in place could actually make a risk factor that you are having financial distress with your finances. May not be true, but it could trigger that. So now, one of the biggest reasons accounts are getting shut down is something called credit cycling. This is when you max out your card, pay it down, and then max it out again over and over in the same billing cycle. You have a $5,000 limit, but 1 month you spend $20,000 and pay it down repeatedly. So what I'm saying is you do 5,000, pay it down. 5,000, pay it down. 5,000, pay it down. That's why I was saying you're not actually late on the payment, or these people are not late on their payment, but they consider this credit cycling, and you heard in the video why they consider that credit cycling, because it's like a loophole. You end up getting more rewards, a lot of different benefits that you'll qualify for, but your actual credit limit is really only $5,000 that you can utilize. But with doing credit cycling, they're seeing that people within the same month have went as high as, $20,000, $30,000, depending on, their finances. And some people may be utilizing other credit cards to do this. That's why they're looking at that like it could be a huge issue. So now, to you, it could look like you're being responsible. You use it, you pay it down. You use it, you pay it down. And some cards will, even if you use it the right way and you pay it off at the end of the month, some of these cards will decide to shut you down. That's just because they don't see that they're making any money with the interest. But so it's going to look either very risky. Their algorithms, remember, these are AI algorithms that are reading this, and it's going to flag that account, and then they're going to make their determination. And if they leave it up to AI, they may just say, if it looks like this, just shut the account down. And what usually happens when people get the account shut down is they I'm not paying for this stuff, and then they end up getting sued. So now, because cycling is often associated with manufactured spending, business use on credit cards, financial distress, fraud risk, bust out schemes, Tony Soprano, that bust out, we're going to bust out this card and then not pay on it. So they shut the account down, even if you pay it on time, because they don't want to, have that day happen where the individual decided not to pay it. So now, another major trigger is using the credit card for cash equivalent transactions, like spending money through apps, buying gift cards in bulk, funding crypto accounts, money orders, gambling transactions. Why this is so scary to these banks is it signifies that you're trying to get money. You're trying to get liquidity, and you need cash. So, they're not, these companies are not fools. So when they see that you're doing this, they think that you might be using the credit cards to create cash because you have a money shortage. And what ends up happening is it dramatically increases their default risk in their models. Or even worse, they accelerate your balance and then they take legal action. So now here's where it escalates. When Capital One closes an account, they often lower your limits to your balance, freeze usage, demand payoff, monitor payment behavior. If you stop paying after the closure, they move fast to attorney to sue on these debts. And remember, if you've been watching my videos, Capital One is one of the companies that maintains their debt, and then they'll hire an attorney to go out and sue people who had those debts. So now, here are some additional behaviors that could cause the card to get shut down. sudden spending spikes, utilizing high-risk merchants, returned payments. So if you had non-sufficient funds payments, or they tried to debit your account or something for payment and it didn't go through, that's going to be a flag. Multiple balance transfers. This is something that you need to be aware of, that credit cards are the only lender or quote unquote creditor that has what's called an open end contract. So that whatever you're doing with other creditors can affect your balances. It can affect the terms. They can change the terms on the fly. They can do anything that they want, and they pay attention to anything that's going on with your other credit account. So if you fall behind somewhere else, they can cut your card off, or they can limit, cut your available credit down. They could do all types of things. They could even raise your interest rate. If they see that you're maxing out all of your cards, this is something else that can flag it, and then they're going to want someone to take a look at your account to make sure that everything is okay. So if you have a Capital One card, avoid these immediately. Credit cycling, buying large amounts of gift cards, sending money to yourself, funding crypto accounts with credit, maxing out your credit cards repeatedly, using personal cards for heavy business spending. You got to be very careful with that. Make sure you get one of those business cards. Capital One already shut your account down. You don't need to panic. Here's what you need to do. Keep making the payments so you can avoid the default. Even when they close your account, it's not in default unless you stop making payments. Negotiate early if you're struggling. Watch for lawsuit notices. If you didn't pay them, respond to that lawsuit immediately, because if you ignore it, you're going to get a default judgment that results in 20-year judgment on your name. They can go after your wages, 25% per pay period. You can end up paying them more than you was paying Capital One with their regular payment schedule. They can do bank levies, and they can put liens on property, and they can take some property. So if you're being sued by Capital One, or you need help with resolving a debt with Capital One or any other debt, you can go to thecreditrepairshop.com, send us a message, or you can go to summitsmaster.com, send us a message. We'll let you know how we can help. If you're being sued by Capital One, go to summitsmaster.com. You can create a fully formatted response to their court summons and give you an opportunity to win your case. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch video What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process and my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel. Post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.